Taronic here, master weaver of mystery suspense thrillers, as well as broadcaster of astrology. Let's get into the Tuesday astrology. I'm giving it to you guys early because for some reason, my YouTube is it uploads just so slow here down south. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the astrology. On Tuesday, the 27th, the sun is in Sagittarius, the sun is in Aquarius at 7 degrees until around 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, under these energies, people can be more wise, independent, and even brave, particularly where you have placements between 4 and 10 degrees in your chart of any sign, okay, because it's affecting all signs. One can definitely enjoy their freedom because they might not like being constrained or told what to do, yet at the same time, they'll be yearning for some sort of security and stability because sometimes being single or working alone can be uncertain. You know, it can bring uncertainties. If one resists the lure of money and power, they can, have their freedom, but that can be a feat. But don't look at it like that. It could be something as small as having to partner with somebody for a project. Now, you could have your freedom if you do it alone. You have your freedom to do it whenever you want to. But if you partner with someone else, you have to maybe work with them or do it compromise with them with the time or something like that. So that's what I mean when I say, constraints and things like that. And if you want that money or you want to gain that authority, you'll have to make those compromises. There can be the possibility that one's free will or simply their time is taken up, with something. So this can affect placements, as I said, between 4 and 10 degrees of any sign. Check out my astrology at author Taronic on my Facebook page to see where it's affecting or what signs it's affecting and how it's affecting those signs, because it's affecting all signs, but it'll tell you how it's affecting you. Say, for instance, if your signs are in Libra or Gemini, between 4 and 10 degrees anywhere in your chart, you're going to get the blessings. Okay. Now, moving along to 10:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This transit is only going to be for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Okay, this is where the moon in Taurus at 27 degrees will couple with Uranus retrograde. Okay, so this can be a sudden or unexpected money, wealth, worth, or resources coming in. Or if you square these energies or make a fated aspect to these energies, it could be a sudden debt coming in. Something from the past, maybe a letter or some type of communication. Maybe you owe something. Okay. Now, it's affecting all placements between 24 and 29 degrees. And under these energies, one can be more active, ambitious, and even conceited. Now, projects can fail if you aren't competent enough or if you refuse to hone your skills or work on things. Also, be sure to acknowledge those people who help you, who are kind to you, or those who protect you. So don't take anyone for granted or anything for granted. If you're on the better end of this means you are competent, you are grateful, and projects will succeed brilliantly, okay? Like if you have placements between 24 and 29 degrees of Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, or Cancer, you're on the better end of this, okay? But as I said, check my astrology on Facebook and it'll tell you exactly how it's affecting which signs. Moving along to 12:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is another 1 hour and 40 minute transit, which means it's only going on for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Under this transit, the moon in Taurus at 28 degrees will be sextile to Saturn in Pisces. So where you have placements between 25 and 29 degrees of Pisces, Capricorn, Taurus, and Cancer, there's assistance or an opportunity that can be garnered or gifted. Okay. This can help you through restrictions and responsibilities. Now, if it places a restriction or responsibility on you, it's beneficial as to your wealth, your worth, or your resources, okay? Even if it's just going on behind the scenes. Under these energies, one can be a tyrant. They can be selfish. They can be obsessed, irrational, and even perverted. So you can get an offer from someone who's kind of like this, okay? Some may impose their narrow-minded beliefs on family members, friends, and even employees, which can see them being hated by other people. You know, if you have placements that kind of square the moon in Taurus, like Leo at 28 degrees. But that's more of a transit, a placement where you overcome things. So I would more so say Aquarius at 28 degrees, friends, goals, and social groups and things like that. So just be mindful of that. Be mindful of imposing your narrow-minded ideas on family, on friends, on employees, because people can hate you because of that. And also, if you are a tyrant, sooner or later, those people will get away from you because they won't want to be near you. For others who are on the beneficial end of this, and who are wise and ambitious and more selfless, a high social status can be had for you, recognition, rewards, honors, high distinction. You know, that any of those things can come to you, but do know that with that, there will come petty jealousies, slander, and things like that. You know, people talking about you behind your back, behind the scenes. It just is what it is. People are haters. Let them be a fan. As a side note, during this hour and 40 minutes, guard your face, your eyes, and your body, so that you don't get hurt or anything, especially if you have placements, like I said, in Aquarius or a Scorpio or a Taurus between that 25 to 29 degrees. Okay. Now, by 12:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mercury will join Venus at 12 degrees of Aquarius, and it'll be there until about 2:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you only have to deal with this transit until 2:50 p.m. starting at 12:35 p.m. Communication can come in regarding romance, finances, and pleasure pursuits, even friends, goals, and social groups. Where you have placements between 9 and 15 degrees of any sign, you're affected by these energies. And under these energies, one can be more ambitious, independent, and fiery, passionate. It's advised to give up vengeful intentions and projects, though, and not misuse your authority, or all kinds of disastrous events can crop up or setbacks can happen. Okay. Some can be cast out, some can get locked up. So just don't be too rebellious and don't try to rule harshly over other people. Now, like Leo and Gemini placements between that 9 and 15 degrees, we'll see more of the benefits of it. But if you have placements in, I would say, Scorpio, Taurus, between 9 and 15 degrees, you're going to see challenges with that. Okay. If you have placements between 9 and 15 degrees of Leo, especially at that like 12 degree, you'll have people trying to like poison your reputation and things like that. Even people within the creative endeavors and lovers. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Any of that can be happening between that time, and communication is, flying all around. Check the astrology to look at the rest of the signs to see how it's affecting those signs. Now, moving along, Mars and Pluto are at 3 degrees of Aquarius on Tuesday. So this is where energy is being put into making some type of transformation with your friends, your goals, and your social groups. Effort is required for some people. Others are getting assistance or a blessing as it pertains to friends, goals, and social groups, even if you're putting in effort. Where you have placements between 0 and 6 degrees of every sign, you're affected by these energies. And under these energies, one can be more calm, reliable, and fair. They may inherit a high social position or earn it through their personal merits, their skills, or their characteristics. Careers in politics, diplomacy, finance, and the transportation industry are favored, or jobs just where you travel. Exceptional honors can be had. Financial success can also come in via real estate or agriculture. But if one is dishonest, wealth can be acquired through illegal means like money laundering, embezzlement, forging official documents, stealing, just things like that. Okay. Check my astrology at author E. Ray Taranic on my Facebook page to see exactly how it's affecting each sign between 0 and 6 degrees. And I implore you guys to get your chart, because you have plenty of many signs in your chart, not just your sun sign or your rising or your moon. All of your signs are affected, okay? Now, moving along to 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when the moon in Gemini at 0 degrees will be sextile to Neptune in Aries for 1 hour and 40 minutes. It will also be semi-sextile to Pallas in Pisces. Under these energies, assistance or an opportunity can be granted, or, you could be giving it to somebody or they could be giving it to you, either one. Okay. And it's affecting placements between 0 and 3 degrees of Gemini, Aries, Aquarius, and Leo. Okay. This can be something you've desired, dreamed of, or fantasized about. And under these energies, one can be more stalking, watching you, patient, loyal, aggressive, tough, passionate, well equipped to face struggles, strong, and intellectual. Relationships with siblings can be more harmonious through these offers. Success can be achieved in education and careers, any careers or dealings with younger people. One's personal qualities and professional merits attracts them friends and alliances and even powerful protectors. Life can unfold happily and prosperously. Here, one does protect their rights and assets under this hour and 40 minutes, whatever they're doing. Though there is the potential for some sort of loss or lawsuit related to inheritance matters, assistance is here with that. Just don't allow temptations like sex, gambling, or any other passions prevail over your major goals. Feats can be achieved, but one can also be seduced. So beware of that. As I said, where you have placements between 0 and 3 degrees, you're affected by these energies. Now, if you have placements between 0 and 3 degrees of Pisces, you'll have to initiate this opportunity or assistance by utilizing your wisdom, your knowledge, your strategic thinking, your skills, or your creativity. And under those energies, you could be more pleasant, sociable, loyal, and ready to adjust your entourage in order to create a harmonious condition or environment or situation, even where it's related to conjugal matters. Okay. So some people can have company over, or, moving in with each other, or, conjugal matters. You know what that means. Anyway. Success can be achieved for others in business and the arts. Associations are favored and perfectly blended here to make complementary situations. Okay. Now moving along, the sun in Aquarius at 8 degrees will shift. I think I said it around 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 p.m. And it'll be there for 24 hours. So from Tuesday to Wednesday at that time. Under those energies, one can be more serious, more lucid, and more tactful. Okay. This is where you won't put off difficult tasks and you'll display some type of bravery where you have placements between 5 and 11 degrees of any sign, especially if other people need help. Physical and moral strength, as well as wisdom and spirituality, can be utilized. Success and recognition can be achieved in risky dealings that require courage, particularly where you're trying to help someone else get through something or help someone else that's going through it. Okay? Check my astrology on Facebook to see exactly how it's affecting each and every sign within those degrees. Now, moving along to the last transit I want to talk about, it's going to be a 1 hour and 40 minute transit, and it starts at 8:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is when the moon is in Gemini at 3 degrees, and it'll be trining Mars in Aquarius. So a blessing comes in that helps you get through challenges or some sort of issue where you have placements between 0 and 6 degrees of Gemini, Aries, and or Libra. This can pertain to friends, goals, and social groups, a partnership, neighbors, your networks of people, someone in your networks of people, siblings, someone in your locale, or it could deal with short distance travel. Now, under these energies, even though this is a blessing, one can be greedy, quarrelsome, crafty, intellectual. Others can be calm, reliable, fair, and work honestly. Others will covet what's not theirs and use underhanded practices to get blessings, yet the blessing will come in. One can also be liberated where another person was trying to swindle or trap them or steal from them. Okay. One may inherit a high social position, earn it through personal merits, their skills, or their characteristics. Careers in politics, diplomacy, finance, or the transportation industry, or that involve driving, are favored. Exceptional honors can be had. Financial success can come in through real estate and or agriculture as well. But if one is dishonest, wealth is acquired through illegal means, including money laundering, embezzlement, or forgery of official documents. So that's the astrology for Tuesday. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll check back with you guys on Thursday. Bye now.